This is Live Prepper here, the world is young, and this is a scenario I'm proposing to you. Things has happened, things have changed, and you've become part of this group. This group has grown over time span. Y'all are all working together. All the past BS stuff is gone. So you have to work together. Now you've got a mixture of people. You've got all different types of races. You even got a couple of people that are gay. You got a couple of people probably bisexual. You even actually have a person that's a cross-dresser. But you deal with it because y'all all work as a group and you work together in order to survive, to build a community. But now this is what's coming up. You have 3 different types of races showing up, and they all want to be part of your group, your community. And here is the 3 different types. The first one is a skinhead, white supremacist. Now, he turned around, he was raised in it. His parents was white supremacists. He was raised in it. So he was taught to hate anything that wasn't white and anything that wasn't a certain faith. Taught to hate. But he wants to be part of your group. Now, he can bring something to the table. Now, here's what he can bring. His parents was bushcraft people, survivalists. They taught him how to make baskets, how to make rope out of plants, everything. He knows how to do all this stuff. So he would bring benefit to the table. Another one that comes along, he was a member of the Black Panthers. He was raised up to talk to hate. Hate everything that wasn't his skin color. And his parents was raised up in the Black Panthers, so that's all he knew. But he can bring something to the table as well. He says, I want to be part of the community. And this is what I have to offer. My father was a sculptor. He used scrap iron and stuff, and he could mold it and shape it and create all these different types of things. And he taught me how to do this, and I can make anything from scrap metal. So he wants to be part of your community. The third one is an anti-gay person. He hates gays. He's done been arrested several times for beating them up. He's even put some of them in the hospital. He just flat out hates them. But he has something he can bring to the table. He's a geologist. He knows what minerals there is, what minerals it can be used to create certain metals. He knows the temperature to melt it. He knows how to make gunpowder. He knows how to create all this stuff because he's a geologist. So you have 3 different ones here. Each one of them is racist. But all 3 of them want to become part of the community. And like I said, you got this Heinz 57 going on. You have all different types of races, all different types of faith in there. You have some people that's gay, some that's bi. You even have a cross-dresser in the group. So what are you going to do? Are you going to turn around and say, look, we can't have you because you don't approve of these people here and we don't want no problems? But the person says, you know what? Past is past. I don't care about that. You have to think about it. You know, each one of them's trying to come up because they're trying to come up with a reason for you to let them stay. So you're sitting there like saying, well, would you? Would you let them have a place to sleep for the night? Would you give them, feed them, give them food, supply of food and fresh clothes or whatever and send them on their way? Would you bring it before a council if you have a council in your community and vote on it, whether they're allowed to stay? Would you be willing to put them on a probation period? Would you set the ground rules down and say, if you're welcome here, this is what's going to happen? All that leaves outside the gate. In here we work together, and if you come in here and you create problems, you're going to have to leave. What choice would you accept? All 3 of them? Maybe one of them? Maybe none of them. But they've all been raised to talk to hate. But things has happened. World's different now. Population's gone by about 70%, we'll say, over the years. Whatever happened, with Mother Nature or man-made whatever, population has declined. Communities are being built, and you're among this community that's rebuilding things. So you've learned to respect one another. This is all left behind. So which would you do? Would you accept all three of these different racist people? Would you vote on it? Or would you just sit them on their way? This is what I'm asking you. What would you do? It'd be a hard decision to make. Because, the truth is, we've all of us, is a little bit prejudiced somehow, some way. We all got a little tendencies of something that just irritates us. And we don't like it. We just don't care for it. Rather somebody just got a really foul mouth and you can't stand it. Or maybe it's just something about they remind you of somebody, or maybe they're just too much of a fanatic about Christian stuff, religious stuff, whatever. They're preaching on it too much or something other. One of those dip in a pickle juice Christians. Maybe, but whatever it is, you don't like your neighbor or whatever the reason. But the thing is, we all got just a little bit of some kind of issue with us, some kind of problem with us. So, there's the option right there. Now, the first was a white supremacist. He says, I don't care about any of that. It's, it's done, dead, gone, over with. I'm here to survive like everybody else. But you got a black couple in there that's had a bad experience with white supremacists. It says, if you let him in, we leave. So you got that there. Black Panther one. You got a Catholic couple. They says if you let him in, we're gonna leave. We just we don't believe in whatever. The anti-gay guy who don't like gays, the gay couple, the cross-dresser, says if you let him in, we're leaving. So you're looking at these scenarios. So what would be for the better good? Well, if you leave, that's your choice. But, we're not going to we didn't turn you away. We could have turned you away because of your belief or because of the way you are, We don't have no problems with you running around with a dress on because that's what you choose to do, but you work well in the community. So what makes you think, you're any better than these? Well, so it's a catch-22, as I like to say. So what would you do? Would you vote them in? Would you put them on a probation thing, or would you just give them a place to sleep for the night, good meal, some clean clothes, a bag full of food or whatever, and sit them on their way? What would you do? It's a real, it's a hard decision to make. I guess if I had my community, just like anything else, I guess we'd have to vote on it. And I would have to put them on a probation period with the understanding they've got to, if we don't feel after a certain length of time, whatever time period you set for a week or 2 weeks or a month, and with the understanding if there's any problems created that they can be asked to leave. That would be simple enough there. But it's not always that simple just to say, okay, we're going to put you on probation. It's not always that simple. Because if you reject them, they might hook up with some other groups that's really bad people and bring them back, cause problems. So, it's a what-if situation. So I'm asking you, what would you do? Would you take all three of them in, and each one of them has something they can bring to the table? Would you put them on probation? Would you vote on it? What would you do? It's kind of a hard decision, isn't it? Especially unless we're really in that situation. I think everybody, if something happens SHTF worldwide, I don't think it's going to even matter what our beliefs are, what our race are, what we do. All that's gone. We're starting over. It's a hard choice to make, I guess. But this is Life Prayer for Royal Joan. I want you to be safe, be happy. Bless you all.